Knowing permission would not be freely given by my young stepson, the king, we wed in secret in May 1547. Once made public, this was a scandal of such magnitude only the Tudor Brexit or Berlingate had eclipsed it. Thomas's brother, Edward, the Lord Protector, effectively the de facto king, wanted to make an example of us. And technically, he had a point. I could have been carrying Henry's child, though I knew that was a physical impossibility. Yes, uncharacteristically, sensible Kate had acted rather impulsively. But having given Tom up once, I wasn't about to do it a second time. I was stripped of my jewels and royal entitlements by Edward's acerbic wife, Anne, Duchess of Somerset. But much worse, I had bitterly disappointed my dear stepdaughter, the Princess Mary. November that year, I published what became my final book, Lamentations of a Sinner. If there had been doubt as to my commitment to religious reform, this book would show me as a heretic in the eyes of the Catholic Church. Yet it was generally widely received and well praised. Spring 1548 came the most surprising and unexpected news. By now 36 and considered rather mature back then, and after 4 husbands, I was with child. Our life together was idyllic, my pregnancy uneventful, and I well. I continued to oversee the education of both Princess Elizabeth and Jane Grey, and together we were such a jolly family. I then began to notice a shift. The horseplay we as a family had innocently engaged upon had developed into something more. Elizabeth seemed a little too eager to instigate it, and Thomas too readily accommodating. Things came to a head. I discovered them alone, embraced. How had I not seen that coming? Angry and betrayed, I could not ignore it. Yet for now, my own feelings were to take second place. My duty was to protect Elizabeth's reputation. She had a destiny to fulfill. With little choice and a heavy heart, I sent her to live with my trusted friends, the Dennies. The dear girl and I kept in close touch by letter, though I was never to see her again. June, we took up residence here at Sudeley Castle, Thomas having been made first Baron of Sudeley. Jane Grey joined us. Thomas had procured her wardship. He had in mind a match for her with none other than the nephew, his nephew, the King. I was just too tired to get involved, so concerned myself only with furthering her education. Life at Sudeley was good, and we all enjoyed a happy and carefree time away from the pressures of court. Then came my pains. My confinement was at an end. I laboured for what seemed an eternity. Then, on the 30th of August, 1548, I was rewarded. Our daughter Mary arrived with a lusty cry. Thomas and I were ecstatic, our baby girl perfect, our happiness complete. Yet, I counted my blessings too soon. Something was wrong. Pain racked my body. Then a fever took hold, a fog descended. I felt poisoned. Was this the work of my deceitful husband? Did he mean to do away with me? Would he look to have Elizabeth in my place? I was confused. I had no control over my mind, no idea where I was, nor what had happened. Then the cloud lifted. My mind cleared. Somehow I gained enough strength to find calm, to rue the accusations made to he who was the love of my life. I needed to be strong for my daughter, but strength eluded me. I made my peace, dictated my will. Jane would be godmother to my child. 5th September. Silence. I am no more. I, like so many new mothers in my time, died needlessly, prematurely, due to a simple lack of understanding, cleanliness, and poor hygiene. The tragic end of many a woman, rich, poor, to puerperal fever or childbed fever, class, wealth, and rank mattered not. So what became of the others? Thomas recklessly pursued Elizabeth, him being an ambitious man. Well, it cost him his head and our dear daughter her father. Mary was sent to my close friend, Katherine Brandon, Dowager Duchess of Suffolk. Yet my little girl was apparently a drain on her finances. So Katherine petitioned Sir William Cecil for help, and indeed an Act of Parliament was passed in March 1550 returning all of Mary's inheritance, yet it was never claimed. The last mention of my little girl was on her 2nd birthday. I need not tell you of Elizabeth's destiny, for it is well enough documented. As for me, I had 2 more historically important events in me. Mine was the first public Protestant funeral to be held in England, and I remain the only queen to be laid to rest in a private chapel. But my tale is not quite over. My remains were carefully bound in waxed cerecloth and encased in an inscribed lead coffin. Interred, I lie undisturbed for 234 years. It is a sad fact that, like many historic settings, history has at times been unkind to Sudeley and this beautiful chapel, which in 1782 lay in ruins. It was here a local man discovered my coffin. Breaking the seal, he found me to be well preserved. I am oft told that. But rather disrespectfully, he took trophies, locks of my hair, a tooth. However, he did reseal my coffin and return me to my resting place. But word was out. So over the next 10 years, I became a rather grisly tourist attraction. Nothing like the respected draw I am today. By 1817, little more than my bones remained, and I was moved to the tomb of Lord Chandos. My tomb was carefully restored during the dense, extensive renovations, rebuilt by Sir George Gilbert Scott, and topped with this enigmatic, recumbent marble figure that you see today, beautifully handcrafted by John Burney Phillip. Unfairly, history often portrays women as bit players, but I am a standout figure and should be remembered not merely as the last line in a rhyme, but as the pivotal character I was. Highly educated, intelligent, strong, eloquent, loyal, and without doubt, a large influence on the woman who would become one of the greatest monarchs in English history. Have I managed to make you question what you thought you knew of me? I hope so. And I hope that you will agree that I, Catherine Parr, am one of the most important and influential queens in English history.